My mother, last November, when I announced that I was running for mayor, my mother sat me at that infamous kitchen table, and she asked me the question, why? She said, Benny, you have a great job. You've given this community more than anybody could expect you to give. You've been giving this community everything you've got in 37 years. She says, why would you want to take on a job that has been impossible for almost everybody who has done it? She said, why would you want to be the mayor of the city? People like you. She said, you're going to make some people mad because you're not going to be able to please all the people in the city of Detroit. She said, you should stay the sheriff and retire from there because you could probably be sheriff as long as you wanted. And I told her, but somebody has to change this community.
That's right.
Somebody has to do this with care. Somebody has to do this that understands this community, that understands where we were, where we are, and have a vision for where we're going to be. Where we were. You can't give me something you don't know what I lost. I'm sorry. Where we were, where we are, and the vision for where we want to go. And when I told her why I wanted to be the mayor of the city of Detroit, that's why. Yeah.
My man.
Our children deserve a future.
Oh, yes.
They deserve. They need a mayor that understands what it is to be a young child in the city. I know some of y'all who don't really know me. I see some folks who knew me when I was a little kid on Seaburn and Forest. And we was P.O. I said P.O. Poor. For those of you who did not understand. And that's our future. There's 40% of our population, but 100% of our future. And I'm going to give them the same future that you all gave me 4 years ago when you were in Napoleon, mayor of this great city of Detroit. Years ago, when you were elected there young, I had no idea where I was going. I was fresh out of high school, had been to college, didn't know what I was going to the plant, selling shoes and cities, washing windows, cleaning toilets, running stock. And 40 years ago, you gave me a chance. And there are those who don't want to give these babies a chance. You got to go out there and change their mind. This is a chance. This is the avenue of fashion. For those of you who ain't real Detroiters, now you know it. Between 7 and 8 miles, in case you lost. Do you remember when this was a thriving place? It can be that again. When you can park your car there and know it's going to be there when you get back. can walk from business to business and you're not worried about holding and clutching your purse. When that business can stay open and somebody don't think that this city is so lawless that you can run a truck through the front of a business at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that has to stop. So we're going to revitalize retail districts to include neighborhood shops, restaurants, and services. It's growing. If you haven't been there recently, it's popping. It is coming back. We just got to make sure that it stays that way and gets better. And we're going to work on doing that so that people who live around there can walk to the Avenue of Fashion. These are the Pembroke neighborhoods in that area. Livable, walkable. That's a beautiful house. I don't know what it's worth now, but when I'm going to let the mayor of the city of Detroit, the mayor don't be able to buy it. The property value is going to go up. We got to work collaboratively with our institutional partners. And as you think about all of the great institutions that we have across this community, everyone can think of one in your community. They happen to have the University of Detroit, but there's Wayne County Community College at Southfield and Outer Drive. You've got Wayne County Community College downtown on 4th Street. You've got all kinds of institutions in this community that are willing to help. We just have to ask. Blessed are those who ask for nothing, Pastor. They won't be disappointed. We are going to ask. They want to help us. What could this 1 square mile look like? This is the square mile that I envision for every square mile of the city of Detroit. Because we can do it if we have the will to do it.
The will to
That's
do
what our square miles will look like when I'm your mayor. Community parks, the Public Safety Service Center, community gardens, retail, post office, churches, livable, walkable, sustainable neighborhoods. This is the east side. Detroit.
Something's wrong with him.
All right, so we put an anchor project here, an economic engine. The police, public safety, police, fire, and EMS will be here centralized, so it's access just about the same from everybody. If you grow out, you shop in your neighborhood where it's safe. That's right. Where you keep your dollars in your community. So we have gateways. That's an anchor project, and every council district will have an economic anchor project like the one we saw at 8 Mile and Woodward, but you got the sub-anchor with the public safety ball and the things that will grow up around that because people will shop there knowing again that they are safe. This is Jefferson and Alta Road Gateway. That's what it looks like going into the points. That's what it looks like going out of the points. It don't have to be that way. It does not have to be that way. We're going to create gateways and entrances into our city that look like the entrances going into other communities. It doesn't look that bad, but it can look better. This is what my vision is for these entrances into our community. Why should we be any different than anybody else? We have accepted mediocrity.
Yes.
In our minds, of some of us, this is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not. And you need leadership that will tell you it's not okay. I don't believe it's okay, and you don't think it's okay. So this is what we will look like with our gateways going into our city. When you're coming down Woodward, going down Gratiot, going down Grand River, up and down Michigan Avenue, Jefferson Corridor, these should all be gateways to the city of Detroit that people see when they enter this beautiful city of ours. And we're going to ask folks like Chrysler. That's right. That's right. Good. Again, the Downtown Detroit Partnership, they participate. That's right. We're going to participate in the neighborhood of Detroit part. And the reason I picked up Christ was because I had some great friends in Christ and they won't get sensitive about it. But it could have been anybody that I picked. But I picked on my friends in Christ because I know they're going to still be my friends when this is over. Look, this is River Bend Retail District. It has the same opportunity to do for this district what the Myers did at 8 Mile and Woodward. The minute we make it safe, put nice, beautiful skates around, make it an attractive place and a safe place for you to go. Neighborhood revitalization. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to build neighborhoods, not houses. We have to build neighborhoods, not houses. We have done some insane real estate decisions in this city.
Oh, no.
We will put a new house anywhere. That's building a house. That's not building a neighborhood. So we have to build neighborhoods, not houses. Communities like Victoria Park, communities like this development that I pulled out of Chicago. I mean, that's Detroit. That's Detroit. And I'm tired of people saying we need to be like Chicago. We need to be like Detroit, because that is Detroit. We can do it because it's possible, because it's necessary. Because it's about us, we can do this. I'm confident of that. Southwest, see, everybody always thinks Southwest is forgotten about. But I work in Southwest Detroit, so I don't forget about my folks out in Southwest Detroit. But the same thing goes in Southwest Detroit. You have an anchor project up at the top that will create an economic engine for that part of the city. And then you also have a sub-anchor out on the other side in that little square. But back when I was in the patrol, it was 4914. And if anybody in here is from Southwest Detroit, I don't mean this offensive because I know y'all don't like this. But a lot of people refer to it as the dog leg. But it's the other side of the bridge in Southwest Detroit. It has a sub-anchor that will help create an economic opportunity in and around Fort and Schaefer, Electric, Beatrice, Liddesdale.
That's right.
Annabelle.
Yeah. You can name those streets.
Oh yeah. I can tell you about it from Belle Isle to 8 Mile, from Alton Road to 5 Times. How many of you all have been to Union Station in Washington, D.C.? All right. Why can't this building that has been there for years like this turn into a Union Station?
Right.
Shopping, retail, dining.
Yes.
On the lower level, and housing or office buildings above it, and get rid of this eyesore out of our community. It's no secret. I know Mr. Napoleon, and I will talk to him, and I think I can convince him of a better and higher use for the train station.
And a museum for Elijah McCoy.
A museum. We can do a lot of stuff with
For
it.
Elijah McCoy.
Look at this, all this activity that's going on in Southwest Detroit. We're primed for a comeback. Bigger, better, stronger, greater, tougher than we have ever been. That's the Detroit I see. Stable neighborhoods, historic neighborhoods with multiple housing opportunities. This is our great city. If you got something in the community that is this nice and pristine, we need to make sure that we either fix it up or tear it down. You can't just stay there creating an eyesore in the middle of a stable neighborhood. We cannot allow that to happen, people.
That's right.
There are all kinds of opportunities that we can figure out to do with this, other than just leave it there vacant. We need to put some economic opportunity there that's paying taxes instead of leaving that blank. I've got some ideas, but I think the community needs to be consulted on that. So we'll make sure that we use this in a more productive way for a higher use than what we see today. How will this be funded? What will be the benefits? Economic development and funding, because I know there's somebody in here asking the question, Benny, that all sounds good, but how you gonna pay for it? I would not stand here if I didn't have a way to pay for it. This is not pie in the sky. I had some very smart people help me put this together. And they've done it before, so it's not like they haven't done it. Okay, development. Just in District 2, where that Myers development is, that's a $450 million development. Just in District 2, with 3,000 construction jobs, 4,000 permanent jobs, 8.3 million tax and revenues, and spin-off spending into local districts due to new jobs in payrolls. So over here is all the economic activity that's affiliated with that. We'll get you the particulars. If someone really thinks they can understand this, we'll get it for you, make sure you have it, so you can criticize it and scream it and do all you want to do. Trust me, it stands true. So I'm not really worried about that. Funding matrix. Federal, state, local, foundations, private. That's the way business is done in every other city in America. I'm not asking to do something in Detroit that they don't do anywhere else. Why reinvent the wheel? The wheel is already there. But funds will be allocated to each district over a 5-year period. Funding, did you hear what I said? To each district. So everybody gets something. Everybody, no one is forgotten. Funding sources coordinated through Detroit Neighborhood Partnership. Remember, not just the downtown Detroit partnership. We've got the neighborhood Detroit partnership. So who's involved? Detroit Neighborhood Partnership. This is kind of a overlay of how this would work out. Obviously, the mayor's office, where I'm going to be sitting, would be within.
My mayor, Benny Napoleon.
So we'll obviously have of the partnership, there's going to be someone who has to be in charge every single day reporting up to the mayor's office. But this is where it gets real important. Because I believe fundamentally that we should have decisions over what happens in our community.
That's right.
Too often we have people downtown making those decisions for us.
Right.
But now we're going to put 7 community leader representatives on this, one from every district, someone from the at-large city council members, city department representatives, and then we have to have business and philanthropic leaders, folks who we're going to be getting money from, so they got to have a voice too, because we want them to talk. We're going to challenge them to get involved in the neighborhoods too. So how do we finance it? With grants. We have to have grant management. Remember we said that we're not turning any money back. So somebody's got to manage that. That's going to be really important, because we're not turning money back. Then we have an executive director, and we have a commercial revitalization advisory group. There's something, ladies and gentlemen, called due diligence. That means you have to make sure that what people propose will work. We can't have pie in the sky things that are failing. Failure is not an option. So we have to make sure it's done right. The citywide vision, this is what it looks like. You see those big blue dots? Those are the 7 anchor projects in each one of the districts. The green, bigger dots, those are the sub-anchor safety centers. Those are the police malls, police, fire, EMS. The red dots, those are the new, in addition to the ones that will be in the public safety mall, those are the new fire stations and EMS stations that will be peppered throughout the city to make sure that when you need EMS, you get EMS. When you need the fire department, you get the fire department. So the vision is we're going to stabilize and revitalize all of our neighborhoods. All of our neighborhoods. We're going to build around emerging employment districts and open space systems. We're going to target anchor and sub-anchor projects in each district. We're going to redevelop our major streets and gateways to improve our image. Those streets are the front door to our house. It is the first thing people see when they come into our community. We need to make sure what they see is something nice, viable, and sustainable, because the rest of the community is going to look good, so the front door should also look good, okay? All right. Growth strategy at a glance, core initiative, 5-point crime reduction plan, public safety service centers, the Square Mile Initiative, Detroit Neighborhood Partnership. Let's say it again. Detroit Neighborhood Partnership, because it's about the
Neighborhood.
All right. 7 major anchor projects targeted institutional, corporate, and foundation support. Look, if folks will help take care of downtown, they should be willing to help take care of the rest.
All right.
We all have McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, CVS, Walgreens, all those businesses in our community. That's where we spend our money. And they should be willing to help us keep our neighborhood clean. This is a bold action plan, folks. Just like my Square Mile Initiative folks had said, this is bold. But we can sit back and say that we're helpless, that we just don't know how to figure this out. But I'm telling you, I did not go to the college of I cannot. I went to the college of I can, I will, and I must. So in the first 100 days, we're going to do the crime reduction plan, blight elimination and demolition program, and neighborhood assessment. We're going to go through all of our neighborhoods and figure out where we are and what we need to do to move forward with this 5-year plan. In the next 6 months, we're going to do a district, which that would be about September. Kevin Orr will be gone. It'll be my happy birthday present. Hopefully he'll be gone before then. But if he ain't, happy birthday, Kevin Orr. We won't see you anymore. I really didn't mean that, right? The district framework planning with community organization transition from emergency management to the mayor's neighborhood growth and revitalization strategy. 5-year anchor project implementation, neighborhood revitalization, regional collaboration, a 5-year implementation time frame. Benny Napoleon for mayor. Thank you, ladies